Hello! Today we are going to learn about dinosaurs. So, our learning targets are to review how paleontologists and fossils are related, explain what we know or how we know about dinosaurs, demonstrate an understanding of the word extinct, and then write a letter using information you learned about dinosaurs. Our key vocabulary are debris, excavating, extinct, meteorite, and meteors. Now, meteorite and meteors were both in your astronomy unit, so you should already have an idea about what those are. So, debris. Debris are bits and pieces of objects that have been scattered. Debris from the broken canoe floated down the river. If we look at our picture, we can see debris of buildings, is what it looks like. Excavating means digging up. Look at that puppy. He looks like he is having so much fun. He is excavating. What do you think he's going to find in there? Archaeologists and paleontologists have lots of experience excavating objects from long ago. Extinct. Extinct means no longer living or existing. Dinosaurs are extinct. Meteorite. A meteorite is a piece of rock that falls from space to Earth's surface. Okay, so that's when the meteors, or the rocks that are floating in space, they come in and they actually make it through. They don't completely burn up, but they end up on Earth's surface. Okay, a meteorite was found in the desert. This is what a meteorite looks like. Pretty cool, right? Meteors. Meteors are pieces of rock from space that usually burn up as they enter Earth's atmosphere. But we just talked about sometimes they don't, and if they don't, then they're called meteorites. The meteors left behind trails as they streaked through the sky. This is often what people call a shooting star, but we know that really they're just meteors. So let's talk about things we've learned already. We know that fossils can either be the preserved body of animals or the imprints of plants that lived long, long ago. Even though paleontologists are interested in the history of life on Earth, they still need to know a lot about geology in order to determine how old fossils are and where they fit into the history of life on Earth. Right? We talked about how paleontologists, even though they are mainly there to look at the life that was on Earth, they still need to know about rocks so that they can do their job. Okay? Soil and rocks are divided into layers, and the layers represent different geologic times when changes happen to the crust of the Earth. Scientists determine how old certain fossils are based on their understanding of geology and rock layers. Okay, remember our key vocabulary. We've got debris, excavating, extinct, meteorite, and meteors. Listen carefully to find out how we know about dinosaurs. Hey there, fellow scientists. It's Pam the paleontologist again. Last time I was here, I gave you a whirlwind tour of the history of life on Earth, right up through the time of the Dimetrodons, the first giant reptiles that had big sails on their back. The time the Dimetrodons lived was followed by a time known as the Age of Reptiles. This era, according to some scientists, began approximately 245 million years ago. This is a very, very long time ago, long before humans existed. Dinosaurs and humans never lived on Earth together. This is the skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus rex, or a T-Rex, as most people call it. It was one of the largest and most fearsome predators ever to walk the earth. Predator is an animal that eats other animals. We can tell by its teeth that the T-Rex was a meat eater. We also know that it was over 40 feet long and up to 20 feet tall. Judging by the size of its bones, it weighed about 7 tons, or more than 2 average-sized cars combined. That means that the T-Rex, if you stacked 4 Miss Van Werts on top of each other, so if you could make 3 more of me and you stacked the others on top of me, that's how tall the T-Rex would be. And then if you lined up 8 Miss Van Werts head to toe this way, that's how long the T-Rex was. That's a lot. That's big. How are these two dinosaurs alike? And how are they different? This painting shows T-Rex facing off against a Triceratops, a dinosaur with long horns and a shield-like plate on its head. Here, the word plate means flat, hard piece that covers the bodies of some animals. Do you see the plate? Keep in mind, when you look at artwork like this, nobody today really knows what dinosaurs looked like. We have only seen their bones. Artists use information supplied by scientists today to try to make good guesses about what dinosaurs looked like when they were alive. Scientists do all this based on dinosaur bones. Many people think of dinosaurs as giant reptiles, and in fact, the word dinosaur means terrifying lizard. I told you, I don't think that I would want to come across one of them. I think I would be scared. Makes sense now, their name. However, many paleontologists now believe that dinosaurs are more closely related to birds than they are to lizards. Whatever the case may be, there are no dinosaurs on Earth anymore. They have all been extinct, or dead and gone, for many, many years. Now there are just fossilized bones of dinosaurs buried in the Earth's crust. So, if something is extinct, does that mean that it's still around today, that they're still alive? No, if they're extinct, that means they're all gone. They're dead and they are gone. How would you describe this dinosaur? It's got like spikes. It's got a long tail, kind of chunky. Here is my personal favorite, the Stegosaurus. Like the Triceratops, the Stegosaurus is an herbivore or plant eater, but it had some pretty good ways of defending itself against meat eaters. Stegosaurus had hard, sharp plates on its back, which would have made it very difficult to bite. Just in case anyone tried, the Stegosaurus also had a spiky tail that could really do some damage. How do we find and learn about these incredible animals? Some scientists believe that dinosaurs ruled the Earth for more than 100 million years, and their fossilized bones can be found in many parts of the world, including the United States. If something is fossilized, that means over a long period of time it came to be like a fossil. Dinosaur fossils are hard to find, and excavating or digging up their bones is not as easy as you might think. Once paleontologists find an area that is likely to have dinosaur bones, we move in with our tools and begin careful excavation. Paleontologists must use the sharp little knives and small brushes to gradually scrape away the sedimentary rock surrounding the fossils. It will take this paleontologist days and maybe even weeks to excavate this one bone. It's slow work, but to me, there is nothing more exciting in the world than carefully uncovering a bone that may have been buried in rock for 100 million years. That's pretty cool. Here's a paleontologist excavating a large collection of bones from the sandstone cliffs of Dinosaur National Monument, an area located in the states of Colorado and Utah, where we have uncovered hundreds and thousands of dinosaur bones. Can you see all the bones in this picture? Holy moly, look at all those bones. Wow, pretty cool. That was one big dinosaur. But what did it really look like? It's hard to tell because over time the bones have moved around and become broken. As a paleontologist, I sometimes feel like I spend half my life putting puzzles together. Often, we only find a few bones, and the rest of the skeleton was long since destroyed or perhaps even dragged away by a predator many, many years ago. Other times, lots of different dinosaur bones can be mixed in together. We paleontologists have to use our detective skills to find out which bones belonged to which type of dinosaur. In fact, those bones belonged to a mighty Camerasaurus. I knew it as soon as I saw its head. This plant eater was 60 feet long and weighed about 20 tons. A real whopper. That's huge. That's bigger than the T-Rex. A ton is a unit of weight equal to 2,000 pounds. That means this dinosaur weighed the same amount as 10 cars when it was alive. That's crazy. Here's one artist's idea of what a Camarasaurus looked like. It could use its long tail to defend off predators. Good thing you don't have to worry about these things anymore. Look at how long that thing's tail is. How would you describe this dinosaur? Not all dinosaurs were huge. In fact, some were really small. Take the Compsognathus. I'm sure I'm not saying that correctly. I'm not a dinosaur expert, so I'm probably saying some of these names incorrectly. But I'm doing my best. Take the Compsognathus. This little critter stood just about 2 feet tall, so about that big, okay, and scurried around on 2 little bird-like legs. 2 feet is less than the length of 1 yardstick. So if you take 2 rulers and you stick them together, that's how tall this one was. This was a meat eater that fed on little lizards. We know this now because paleontologists found parts of a fossilized lizard in the stomach cavity of a Compsognathus fossil. Whoa, that is really cool. What happened to the dinosaurs? You can't go and see a live T-Rex today at the zoo because dinosaurs are extinct. Remember that extinct means there are no more left. Some scientists believe that dinosaurs all died about 65 million years ago. According to fossil records, the extinction of dinosaurs was quite sudden. Why? That's something paleontologists have been trying to answer ever since the first dinosaur bones were discovered and identified nearly 200 years ago. For years, scientists believed that an extraordinary geologic events such as supervolcanoes must have had something to do with it. These days, however, many scientists believe that the dinosaur extinction was caused by a giant meteorite from outer space. A meteorite is a piece of rock that falls from space to the Earth's surface. There are billions of meteors or burning chunks of debris in outer space. Some meteors are quite large, but most are tiny, between the size of a sand grain and a baseball. Hey, we learned that in our astronomy unit. Meteors are whizzing all around, all over the place in outer space. Occasionally, a meteor crashes toward Earth. When this happens, the meteor hits the atmosphere at an incredible speed and usually burns up as it enters the uppermost parts of Earth's atmosphere. Occasionally, bits and pieces of meteors survive their trip through the atmosphere and actually fall to Earth. This is very rare, but it does happen from time to time, and it is possible to find pieces of them on the ground. When part of a meteor survives the trip through the atmosphere and lands on Earth, the meteor becomes a meteorite, or space rock that has landed on Earth. Now let's go back to dinosaur extinction. Some scientists think that the dinosaur extinction was caused by a giant meteorite from outer space. When the meteorite struck the Earth, it sent massive plumes or clouds of debris up into the atmosphere. That means it sent large amounts of bits and pieces of objects from the Earth up into the atmosphere. This debris would have blocked out the light and energy of the sun, causing much of the Earth's plant life to die and severely lowering the temperature. Most creatures at this time would have been unable to adapt, and they would have died out there before the skies had a chance to clear. It's kind of sad. Whether this is true or not remains to be seen, though geologists have discovered at least one very large crater that was caused by a meteorite impact about the time the dinosaurs became extinct. Whatever the case, we know that dinosaurs became extinct, making way for new kinds of life on Earth. I, for one, will continue to study the Earth's fossil record, and I am sure we will find the answer someday, because the clues about the history of the Earth are all there in the rocks. Ask my friend Jerry the geologist, and he will tell you the same thing. Okay, if you need a wiggle break, go ahead and do it now. How do we know about dinosaurs? We know about dinosaurs because of the work of scientists. They dig up fossils and examine fossilized dinosaur bones. They use that evidence to try and recreate what dinosaurs looked like and try to help with the understanding of how and where dinosaurs lived and how they died. What does it mean when someone says that dinosaurs are extinct? When someone says that dinosaurs are extinct, it means that there are no living dinosaurs left. So, if there are no living dinosaurs left, how do we know about dinosaurs? Because paleontologists have found and studied fossilized dinosaur bones. Do we really know exactly what dinosaurs looked like? No, we don't. The reason we don't is because they're extinct, right? They lived many, many years ago and only their bones have been found. So we can just make a guess, right? Okay, what do some scientists think caused dinosaurs to become extinct? They believe that a meteorite caused the dinosaurs to become extinct. Do you think that the scientists will ever be 100% sure what happened? Maybe, maybe not. Kind of depends. Okay. All right, in the read aloud you heard, dinosaurs have all been extinct, dead and gone for many years. Say the word extinct with me. Extinct. Can you say it in a mouse voice? Extinct. Can you say it in a robot voice? Extinct. If a plant or animal is extinct, there are none living or left on Earth. Some animals are protected so that they don't become extinct, and that's actually something we're going to learn in our next CKLA unit. All right, guys, you did an awesome job. I'm so proud of you. Let's make sure we have hit all of our learning targets. Did we review how paleontologists and fossils are related? Yep, because paleontologists study the fossils so that they can learn about life on Earth. Did we talk about how we know about dinosaurs? Yeah. Did we use the word extinct? Mm-hmm. And you are going to write a letter using information that you learned about dinosaurs in just a moment. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you next time.